make sure you can see me.
Yeah.
Does that look good?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay. Maybe not look at me while I start. You should turn around.
I'll go put coffee in my cup.
Bring me some coffee. Alright everybody, welcome back to another Saddle Shed. God, I cannot say Saddle Shed. Saddle Shed. Alright everybody, welcome back to another Saddle Shed Q&A session. As you can see, we're not in the saddle shed. We are next to my fireplace because it's cold outside and my wife is home, so I'm spending time in the house. Actually, really nice and warm. But I thought it'd be kind of cool to do it by the fireplace. Do some fireside chats like our former president, FDR. But he did it on the radio because he was just cool. I've got my coffee, of course. So what I'm doing is on the Q&A video that I did, I just said if you have another question, leave it on here and I will answer it, and we will just make a series out of this, a Saddle Shed series. The Chronicles of the Saddle Shed, which we're not in it right now, but it's going to be part of it. So we'll just start at the top. I actually have 6 pages of it, which, I mean, I got quite a bit. So the first one is K.W. Feller, Laurel Creek Livestock, goes on to say that he started his own YouTube channel, and he's got a small backgrounding yard, and my wife, his phone is going off and it drives me up the wall all the time. It just, I would break that phone if I could. I mean, but I'm not going to, so. And she's giving me the look. The one thing he does say is he's doing a channel to promote animal ag and show how we care for our animals. I kind of thought about how those might be good videos, and I kind of went at it at that that kind of mindset. But at this point, I just, I don't know. I think it's good that people are doing that and showing that we take care of our animals, but when I do it, I usually just have a sarcastic point of view, and I usually don't get to upload videos because I'm ranting and raving about it. But I hope he does a good job of it, so go by and check his channel out. Next question is from 3BN Cattle Company. What do you put in your commodity ration? We put in silage, ground corn, dried distiller grains, liquid feed supplement, and ground hay. And then we go down to James Petty. James Petty asked, told me that I should be looking at hydroponics for my grow yard. And I made the stupid comment, I don't know why he was saying that, how I could even use it in a grow yard, and I guess he thought I was retarded and I didn't know what hydroponics are. I'm from New Mexico. We grow a lot of weed in New Mexico, like a tremendous amount of weed, and I know what hydroponics are. It's a great way to do that, but he's suggesting that we use, he has it in here. Let me read, fodder sprouts. Apparently you can plant 2 pounds of seeds and get 10 pounds of fodder sprouts, and my You know what? If James, you want to try it, I would love to see you do some videos on it. I mean, I think you should go for it and try it. I'm not going to because I'm going to run 1,200 head of calves through a yard in a 5-month period, and when you look at one of my base ingredients is corn silage. I use 1,000 tons in 5 months between wheat cattle and the feed yard, and then I've got 100 acres of hay, and I'm using all these ingredients. Just the sheer infrastructure it would take and to even put in a system that large to replace half of that, it would cost more than what my ranch does. So I think if you got a good idea on how to do it, start a YouTube channel and I will watch it. Trust me, I'd like to see how it goes. Brad Richardson, have you leased cows to Kev out? I don't know what part of the world you're in, or kind of everyone does different things, but I'm assuming that you're asking if I Kev other people's cattle out for them. No, I don't do that. I got enough of my own cattle. And I mean, if someone wanted to send me cows to put in my feed yard for me to feed them and Kev them out, yeah, I'd do that. But people don't do that here. Yeah, my wife's giving me looks. But like my uncle managed a ranch in Wyoming, and kind of what they did is everyone up there cuts hay, and they all just stack the hay there at the meadows. And when they sold the hay, they didn't ship the hay to other places. People just brought the cows to the hay, and you fed the hay for the cows. And that's kind of what they did. So I mean, that's kind of, I kind of know of a few things that would be similar to that. De Becker Family Livestock. How long have you had your grow yard? What do you think is the better business, grow yard versus cow calf? I've had the grow yard 4 years, and we'll be starting. No, we'll be 4.5 years. We'll be going on 5 years here pretty quick. We'll be starting our 5th year. And it's been just a slow progression. I mean, it really has. Of just building onto it and getting the equipment to make it work. Better business, grow yard versus cow calf. You need both. I mean, if you're going to be a successful rancher, you need 500 to 1,000 cows, and you need a grow yard. That way, if the market tanks, you can grow your calves or just use it for a source of income. So, if you have the opportunity to do both, you should do both. But the grow yard's very risky, and you're going to dump a lot of money, and you may never see it again. Whereas a cow is going to continue to have a calf. And if you got a grow yard and you get in a drought, you can always put your cows in your grow yard. So, I messed up. Let me go back to page 1. Derek Cole said he's seen almost every video. Would liquid molasses give you protein you need for your cows, or is it not cost effective? If you will go back to the very, very, very early videos, I do put out liquid feed for the cows, especially in the spring before we start calving, or if it's dry through the summer, I put out liquid feed. I put out liquid feed for calves when it gets dry. Right now, I just got this question on a new video. Asked if I was still doing it. I'm not putting out liquid feed right now because it's not cost effective versus the protein cubes. But if you want to kind of move your cattle around to certain areas they're not grazing, it's very cost effective, and you can keep them from eating loco. V Thompson, hey Will, I'm a new subscriber and I have some questions, don't we all? Do you harvest the grain off your wheat, or you use it for cattle feeding? Also, how many wheat circles do you have? I have 3 wheat circles, but they're like all different sizes. So I have 200 acres of irrigated wheat. I do not harvest the grain. I don't have a combine. We're going to look at graze out. I am maybe considering a combine. I was considering a combine before I went and bought a big square baler and a new disc, and I'm looking at a new round baler. So yeah, a combine just isn't going to happen. And the only reason I want a combine is I'm spending 10-15 grand a year on seed, and I just want to spend 10 grand on the combine and stop spending all this money every single year on seed, because there's a guy who cleans it. My wife is just laughing at me, by the way, because she has to deal with the amount of money I'm spending, and then I stress all night. So pretty much we'll graze out all of our wheat, and then hay whatever we don't graze out, and then when we run out of silage, then we will silage it. Ozark Hay and Cattle asked how many pounds of get that. Make sure it's
fine.
How many pounds of straight silage do you feed your weaning calves per day? I was feeding 3% of their body weight, but it works. It works really good. They're just not going to gain. They are going to lose all their baby fat. So if you're wanting them to lose their baby fat and then just really hammer out into a grow ration, then it's a good way to go. But if you're just expecting gain, you won't get any. Not anything very competitive. You might as well just feed a straight ration and just unless you wanted to get all the baby fat off, then it works really good for that. Okay, Joey Woods. Joey Woods comments a lot, and I do appreciate everyone who comments. He made a lot of comments about round balers last night. That's why I remember this. Couldn't agree more on show cattle thing. Was just wondering on the feed mixers, because around here we only have one, just like most of the small feedlots here, and the only time you see 2 or more are on the big feed yards. Well, don't you know that I'm a big time operator? I mean, come on, I got 2 feed mixers. I'm a big time operator. Not really, it's just ones, they break down, so and I don't buy new feed mixers. And Joey Woods is from Kansas, and they have big feedlots there, and everyone has nice feed mixers, and that's not how it is here. So when one breaks, there's not a parts store anywhere close, so I need something just to keep going. This one's not off the Q&A video, but it's gonna. C&J Farms. C&J Farms thinks that I should have bought a white disc. He found quite a few 25 foots on Tractor House. They have 3 of them. But the only thing they have slight issues with is when you turn it in the ground, it'll ruin the bearings. So I'm glad I went with my John Deere disc. I'm learning very quickly, if they don't still make it, don't buy it. Because I'm so far from any parts availability, it's not worth it to me to buy something cheaper. Because I don't want to buy parts and just stack them up. Nothing against white disc, it just, I bought a Deere disc and I can get Deere parts for it. Oh, DLK Hay. If you haven't checked their channel out, go check it out. It's a great channel. They do custom hay, and they got some cool stuff coming. How many acres you run as a Sam up here? We were kind of laughing about that. But here's their question. If you're getting better service out of the Massey dealer, then why are you running Deere balers? You should give me some coffee.
That's what I was gonna do.
Because I'm still running Deere balers because I'm still making payments on both my Deere balers. I'm trying to get past that this year, but I'm either going to buy a new Deere baler or a new Massey baler. And then of course I bought my big square baler, but I will buy a new round baler. Just figure out how to do it. I like the Deere balers because they eat hay. They do a very good job of it. The Masseys, I don't know how well they do. They tell me they're going to do good, but I'm going to look at trading a Massey baler. I'd traded at 10 to 12,000 bales, and a Deere baler I'd traded at 18,000 bales. So if I'm going to stay doing custom hay, I'm not going to be keeping the balers. I'm going to be trading them. And yeah, so I'm going to do that big time operator thing where you just trade your equipment off all the time. Apparently that's a really bad term back east. People don't like big time operators. I want to be a big time operator. It means I have money. Whiskey King is the next one. We like to use Vicks instead of cologne. That's not on that video. Works very well. We're talking about getting a cow to take a calf on tricking them. So yeah. Josh Timer. Thanks for all the questions. Really like the series. Feel like I can guess that the channel you don't care for has the word work in the title. Yeah, you know, I wasn't going to say anything about this, but somebody asked a question, what I thought of professional farm channels. And it just, he called me out on it. I think How Farms Works makes really, really good quality videos. I mean, they're in it for making videos. They make great videos. They do excellent editing. They put a lot of time and effort into their videos. A hell of a lot more than I put into mine. I will never put that much into mine. And it shows. They have 70,000 subscribers. I've got 986. So, and I've been doing it a year now. And I'm not a big corn farmer, soybean farmer. But it's, I think if you're gonna do, if you're doing a channel for views, that's great. If you're doing a channel to help people out and show them your experiences, like Cow Camp, you know, his whole channel is to show young guys what they could be getting into, and maybe, you know, the things he's done and the mistakes he's made. I do the same thing. Like on all my hay equipment and farming, you know, I'm going to show you the mistakes I make. I'm not going to hide it from anybody because it's, because I'll be honest, I don't know a damn thing about farming. I'm just kind of pissing in the wind when it comes to farming. And I hope that I can do it right, but I think that that's not how they do their videos when you can't even get what vertical tillage is right, then it becomes blatantly obvious. Or sorting your bolts by what wrench you use on the head. There was another one that you've got 3 different styles of John Deere tractors. One that uses the old style fittings and one that uses Pioneer ISO fittings, and you didn't know there was a difference. And you know, it just kind of makes you wonder. So, but I can't say enough about their video quality. I mean, it is fantastic. I'm not going to argue with that. Every time I see one of their videos of a nice new disc or tractor or swather, it makes me want to go buy one. So they're doing something right. I mean, they're getting paid. I'm getting paid too. I can almost pay for my internet the past month, so we're climbing. Maybe I can start paying for parts for tractors. Richard McCann. After all the election coverage, it's great to hear somebody answer questions with honesty. Be it good or bad, keep it up. Well, thank you, Richard. Really appreciate that. I try to be honest on here. The only thing I'm dishonest about is when I have to edit out me kicking a cow in the face. So, but that's just so we don't set agriculture back. That's why we have Laurel Livestock, so they can promote how nice we are to our animals. And so the guys like me can keep doing business. The Farming Life, they have a good channel. I actually like it. When your wife comes back, then you'll have lots of help. Keep the videos coming. I hope I will have lots of help. I'm kind of looking at hiring somebody. I floated a job offer one way. I don't think they'll take it. I don't blame them if they don't. I really don't. But yeah, I'm gonna look for help with custom hay and then cattle work. So it'll actually be a salary job and actually, a full-time job. So I hope. At this point, I've bought really expensive hay equipment that needs to be running. I can't be on it. If I'm running the swather and I have hay ready to bale, I can't be in two places at once, and I don't have the help, and I need the help. So I'm at the point that I either need to cut back on what I'm going to do with custom hay and just do a little bit to bring in a little bit of money, or I need to get help and just go as hard and fast as I can and try to make some money. But I gotta have somebody there, or I might as well not have the custom hay equipment.
Is your fire dying on you?
It is. It's over here. It's over here dying. It's all sad and pathetic. That's what happens when you go hard and fast. Okay, back to Elm Custom Harvesting. Sorry about the question there. All questions are good questions. Thanks for the answer on the cake and the price. Do you bring it in by the tractor trailer load? Yes, and I got a video for you, and the truck driver was like looking at me because I'm like holding my phone and he's just like on top of his truck, and I'm like, yeah. But they bring it on a big truck that's got a stinger, and it goes up into our cake bin. And I'll show you. I got to do a video of checking how full the bins are, so we'll go from there on that. The cake machine is going to be a good video. I would not imagine the weather swings. Yeah, weather swings are kind of hard, especially on cattle. Floyd Farms is the next one. There we go. Floyd Farms says, great Q&A. How long is your grazing season versus your winter feeding season? You mentioned putting them out on wheat. Does that shorten your winter feeding time? Our summer grazing season is from April to November for calves. That's what we plan on calves. We plan on feeding cows from October till April, like a protein supplement, so cake. And that's when we start having snows. And we will have big snows all the way through April. We'll have blizzards into April. But the thing about it here is we never know when our rain is going to be, so we can go from October till August with cows and feed. And it's just hard when you live in the desert, the high desert. So, and to get to the wheat question, what I'm doing is with the calves, instead of feeding them in the grow yard, my wife's being a goober, is I'm putting them out on wheat because it's cheaper cost of gain sometimes, but I put way too many out there, and I'm just doing all kinds of stuff. Would you stop?
You can see into the kitchen, so I was
You gotta.
there. Well, you
Okay.
just saw pegs.
My
in the
cameraman
kitchen.
my camera lady is just being messing around.
Herself.
Alvin Roundy. I watch to learn. Thanks for the knowledge. Every bit helps. Well, you can see a lot of ways not to do something. I don't like to tell people how many acres I have. I don't either. I think it's just ridiculous. I rent a lot of land for this area, and people try to underbid me if they know what I'm doing. Well, same thing happens here. I got a neighbor who keeps coming up to me, and he asking me if there's any land for rent. And I really like the guy, but he's friends with all the buddy people, you know, the clique. And that, if you're looking for more land, that is not the group of people to be hanging around. Because if you're asking them for more land, they are going to go underbid you. I don't know of any more land here, and if I did, I'd be leasing it myself. Because, well, I got to pay bills. So, here's James Petty again. Same video. This is where he thinks I'm retarded and I don't know what hydroponic systems are. Put clean seeds in, add water, it makes grass sprouts. I have read it produces 20 pounds of 20 pounds of sprouts off 2 pounds of seed. Yeah, and here's another comment by James Petty. Hydroponic growing system. It's where you take clean seed out of a bag, put it in a special growing rack, and it makes grass sprouts. Something like 2 pounds of seed makes 20 pounds of sprouts. Make a video. I mean, if you're really into it and you have any use for it all, I would like to see it. I mean, all I've seen is people grow weed with it. So, I would like to see somebody use it on a business-based agricultural market. I mean, I've seen a lot of business-based, but it's not ag-related. 69 D. Ruth. Thanks for the answers. Always interesting in the ranch life. A lot different than here in Ontario, Canada. That's true. You guys are cold. I won. I'm having issues. I run 40 cows. Cow-calf cash crop, 200, he runs 40 cows and he has 200 acres of cash crop and drills water wells for day job. Oh, yeah, he's telling me how it's his age and, Doug and, okay. Yeah, I guess I butchered his name, so he wasn't very happy with that. Iowa Dairy Boys, they left a big one. They have an awesome channel. I give them a lot of crap for their music and their videos, but they have a great channel. I really enjoy it, actually. Nice to have the first question up to bat. Next year I'm planning on redoing the way I edit my videos. Well, you get a lot of views, so, you know. I think you and most people like the new way better. On the country music part, I was planning on doing one video a year with country music. You did a Christmas one, which was really good. I actually really enjoyed that one. But, I mean, you get a lot of views, so I wouldn't change that if I was to do anything. I don't really, know too much about the small-time dairy industry. I mean, I've learned a lot on YouTube, and I know quite a bit on the big scale, because that's all it is here. So, A lot of commentary videos. It's always nice to see what people are doing. I really enjoy the Funky Farmer. He's got a great channel. He's a small dairyman in Britain. Awesome channel, and you know, he does some good ones. On the how much land you run part, it's quite common for someone around our area to ask how much you run. I guess people are different in different parts of the country, which is understandable. And then the next one is Christopher McLaughlin. This guy is a pretty cool guy. I think I've said that about everyone on here, but I've talked to him on FacePage. He's pretty cool. Younger guy, doing the whole farming thing. Learning that it's not always the funnest. Excellent video, Will. As I mentioned to you a time before, I really enjoy seeing another young person putting themselves out there. Putting some skin in the game, giving it their best with the cards you're dealt. Now my question for your next Q&A, as a young person who attended a university, what did you major in? I majored in range science. It's so I got a BS in agriculture, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it when we got to the capstone classes where it was all common sense for me, because I spent a lot of time in school partying and enjoying my time away from the ranch and not reading my books, doing just good enough to stay there. And I had a lot of AP classes, so I went to college as a sophomore, and I was only there for 3 years when I got my degree. But I got a lot of fun out of the deal. So what I enjoyed, a lot of the science classes, they all made sense, but sitting there in a 3-hour class with a hangover, listening to somebody who's monotoned, and it just, you don't get the best grades out of it. But if you learn that you pay attention, you get a lot more out of it. And so the one thing I did find is, once we went to the classes that tied everything together, range science for me is just common knowledge. You know, if you overgraze here and you start having runoff, there's probably a reason why. Was the time and the cost worth it to you? Yes, it was, because I got a great vacation out of it. But I learned a lot. It's something I can use for the next, all my entire life for ranching. So if you're going to go to college and you want to be a farmer, do something that has something to do with farming, like soil or agronomy or something. Don't go liberal arts. You're wasting your time. That shouldn't even be a degree anyway.
No.
And, get something you can go into the field and start getting some real world experience. That helps out a lot. That's the biggest thing. I didn't take out any student loans because I had cows, so I paid for my rent and paid for cow feed, and the rent was cheaper, so it wasn't too bad. And beer was the most expensive part of college. KMS Farms. I want to say this. Christopher has more to his question, but I did not print it off, so it just cut off. KMS Farms, like the series, I was curious where the majority of your cattle you feed come from. Or are they mainly your own? Asked that in another video, but didn't catch it. If you, I feed all of our own cattle, and then I buy cattle from. If I buy cattle in Clayton or Dalhart, then they come from Kansas, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas. I buy a lot of eastern Texas calves, so they come from all over. I used to buy cattle from Arkansas and Alabama and Louisiana and Mississippi, just lots of southern stuff. It likes to die though, so it kind of just how it is. Caleb, I want to say bison, but that's probably not how you say it. And you'd probably get mad if I said bison. So we'll just say Caleb. I like this video, and about the acreage is grass pasture land or hayfield. All of ours is grass pasture, except for 200 acres to irrigated. Mr. Nate, I really like the Saddle Shed series. The fire is a cool touch. Recurring themes, Nate. That's how we get the viewers. Here's a question for the next one. What is your favorite part of ranching? And what is the favorite time of year ranching and why? I like all of ranching, really. I mean, it's a great profession. It's a good job. It doesn't pay for shit. But I guess I'm fortunate because I enjoy all of it. I mean, there's people who don't enjoy all parts of it. I've always enjoyed, you know, if you pretty much you can save your heifers. I mean, from developing your heifers to calving out first calf heifers. I always enjoyed that because they're just, you know, new little mamas, and it's fun.
Silly.
So when I enjoy calving season, it's a blast. It's serious though. I mean, you gotta be there for them, and branding season's always fun. Summer, if you got good grass, that's a blast because I mean they're gaining and you're making money. Weaning season, I always liked weaning. I don't know why the bawling doesn't bother me. I mean, I've got all the pins next to my house and it just helps me sleep. Some people it doesn't.
Likes the scream of little babies.
The favorite, the one thing, then I like feeding the calves. So I mean, we're going through just their entire life cycle, and then preg checking the cows. I like doing that. I like being efficient and running the business the way it should be run, and really just kind of staying on top of things. And being the boss, I guess I really enjoy being the boss, even though it is stressful. Favorite time of year? I like summer when it's raining. Summertime when we have green grass. It's my favorite time of year. Love it because if we have green grass and it's raining, then that might be the only time that I get a vacation. So every once in a while when I was younger, we would get to go places. So I hate winter. Winter sucks. Oh, hello. I'm sorry. Our camera died, so my wife has the phone and I got more coffee. Oh, so we'll have to do some editing. I don't know if the camera caught all of that, Nate, but I don't like wintertime because it snows and cattle like to die in snow. Which, if you really get serious with ranching in Missouri, you're going to have ice storms, and that's going to suck for you. And you better make videos. So if we get a big blizzard, I'm making videos. I've never got to do that before, so you guys are going to have to... you guys can hear me cussing for like a solid day straight. Anderson Cattle Company. Thanks for answering my question. Well, that's the point of the videos, man. I mean, you're welcome. Thanks for asking the question. Love the channel, and thanks for being diplomatic about us Canadian ranchers. I think Q&A was a success. Well, I really appreciate it. I'm glad you stopped by and asked some questions, and I like Canadian ranchers because if I wasn't a rancher here, then I would probably move to Canada or close to Canada just for something new. Next one is Larson Valley Farms. Great video, excellent Q&A. Thank you. Next one's Cattle Mine. Thank you for answering my question. You guys are welcome. Next one, Johnny Sharpie. So it's probably just Johnny Sharp. Great video, bud. I sat by a wood stove drinking my morning coffee and enjoying all the info. You're welcome. That's why we're doing it. We're doing it for fun. And my fire is doing piss poor. So, I mean, I've got too much air going to it. Apparently Calamine was having his cup and enjoyed it too. Commented on it. Prestamon, keep up the good work. Really enjoy your channel. That's not even on this video, but I'll take it. Thomas Shaw, you said something about a rake. Maybe you should have, or maybe you've seen One Lonely Farmer selling his. I did, but I wouldn't. I had a whole video on how that rake was way too light for what I do. I bought a Rouse. I like it. It works good for me. Benjamin. It was nice to hear the answer to these questions. You mentioned that you buy many of your cows. Since the drought, I buy all of my cows. I don't retain heifers anymore. I just can't. I gotta pay my bills. We did do a heifer development program. How do you source genetic quality that you're looking for in these cows? And what traits are you looking for in these cows? And feed efficiency. Well, I buy cheaper cows that are going to have a big calf. For now, I'm a firm believer of good Angus cows, good black white face cows. I like a 1,200 pound cow that's going to wean a almost 600 pound calf. But right now, I like cows that wean 500 pound calves that I can put in my feed yard, breed them to a good bull, and get a good calf out of them. At that point in my life, I'm 25. We had a really good solid Angus herd, and the drought just completely trashed all that. And so we did 20 years just building that cow herd, and when it goes by just like that, well then, oh well. Oscloss. That was Goodwill. Thanks, by the way. I will pay extra for black baldy cattle every day of the week. I like black baldy cattle too. I wish Oscloss would start making videos so we could see stuff in Australia. I think that'd be really cool. So, hint, hint. Cow Camp 87, another great channel. Really cool and a great job. Really love and enjoy videos like this where one gets insight on how people do things and why. Keep up the good work. And that's why he did one, because I think it's a lot more personal, and you get a lot more answers that way. I like them. I'll watch really long videos if they're more personal. If they're not just have some country song in the background, I would hear your voice. Appreciate all the hard work you're doing. Great videos. That was from Garrett. Well, thank you. So, this is the end of this Q&A. The next one will probably be in a month. And it will be in the saddle shed. So, it's good coffee. We'll do some more Q&A videos, and if you guys have any questions for the Q&A, leave them in the comments below, and I will answer them on the following video. So if you see anything in the past so many videos or the next so many videos, leave them on here, and we'll just keep this thing going. So thanks for watching. End cut.